At 79 years old, I've lived through wars, weddings, heartbreak, raising a family, and watching the world change faster than I ever imagined it could. I've seen good years and hard winters. I've tasted life in every flavor. But if you ask me to name just one decision I would undo if I had the chance, I'd say it without hesitation. I wish I never moved into a nursing home. When I first made the decision, it didn't seem foolish. My kids thought it was the right time. I had a few health scares and everyone was worried. They told me I'd be safe, cared for, comfortable. No more stairs, no more lonely nights, no more worrying about groceries or slippery bathtubs. They meant well. They loved me. But here's the truth no one told me. Comfort has a cost. Safety has a shadow. And once you give up control, you might not get it back. This isn't a rant. I'm not here to scare you. I just want to tell you what it's like from the other side of that decision. The 6 realizations I only learned after I moved in. Truths that change the way I see aging, family, freedom, and time. If you or someone you care about is considering a nursing home, I hope you'll listen through. This isn't just about me. It's about protecting your future, your dignity, and your identity. Let's begin. Regret number 1, surrendering my freedom. At home, even in my slow old man shuffle, I had autonomy. If I wanted to sit outside in my robe drinking black coffee at 6 a.m. while reading the paper, I did. If I wanted to skip dinner and eat cereal at midnight, I did. The day was mine, shaped by my habits, my energy, my whims. That all changed the moment I stepped into the nursing home. From day 1, everything was scheduled. Wake up at 7 a.m., breakfast at 7:30 a.m., meds at 8 a.m., group activity at 9 a.m., lunch at 12 p.m., rest time, dinner, TV lights out. I felt like a schoolboy again, but without the fun. Want to sleep in? Not an option. Craving something off menu? Not available. Want to step outside alone? Not permitted without staff supervision. I met a man named Harold who was a retired truck driver. He used to tell stories about riding the back roads, pulling over to nap by mountain ranges, and waking up to the smell of pine. I used to drive 1,000 miles without asking anyone, he said. Now I have to ask to take a piss. We laughed, but it wasn't funny. You don't realize how precious your little freedoms are until someone else owns them. The choice of what shirt to wear, what time to turn off the lights, whether to nap or walk, or just sit in silence. Those were mine. And in here, there's suggestions on someone else's clipboard. So before you decide to move into a facility like this, ask yourself, are you ready to live by someone else's rhythm instead of your own? Because once that rhythm takes over, you slowly forget the beat of your own drum. Regret number 2, being left behind by the world outside. I used to see my grandkids almost every weekend. Jake would bring his guitar and sing songs, mostly loud ones with lyrics I didn't understand, but I loved every second. My daughter brought muffins, my son fixed things around the house, but within months of my move, all that began to fade. At first, everyone visits, guilt, love, excitement. They all show up at the door with flowers and takeout. But then life gets busy. Calls replace visits, then texts replace calls. Then, nothing replaces anything. I once waited 3 hours at the visitor's bench for my daughter's birthday visit. She called later, apologizing. Work ran late. Traffic was bad. Next weekend, Dad. Next weekend never came. I'm not angry. I raise good kids. But the truth is, when you're no longer in the middle of the family, you're easy to circle around. One woman here, Miss Evelyn, hasn't had a visitor in 3 years. Her son moved to Colorado. Her daughter sends cards, Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day, but hasn't stepped through the door in over 1,000 days. Evelyn keeps her lipstick and hair curled every Sunday, just in case. She said to me, it's not that they forget we exist, it's just that we're not essential to their lives anymore. Let that sink in. And think deeply. Are you prepared for the possibility that the world will keep spinning without checking if you're still standing? Because it will, and when it does, no amount of love in the past can fill the silence of an empty room in the present. Regret number 3, losing my purpose. Purpose doesn't have to be profound. You don't need to be writing novels or volunteering across the globe. For me, purpose was in the little rituals. I fed birds every morning. I watered tomatoes and talked to them like they were grandkids. I helped my neighbor Mrs. Carson shovel snow. I repaired lamps and clocks for friends. I brewed the perfect cup of tea. In a nursing home, these rituals vanish. Everything is done for you. Meals cooked, floors swept, plants, plastic. People don't need you anymore. And when no one needs you, you start to wonder if you do. There's a man named Frank here, used to be an electrician. He brought in his toolbox on his first day. They took it away for safety. He now sits in the corner during maintenance checks, giving advice no one asked for. You can see the ache in his eyes, not from age, from irrelevance. I started losing track of days. One blended into the next, no projects, no responsibilities, nothing to build or solve or nurture. You don't just need hobbies, you need to feel like your presence matters. And when that sense fades, your spark follows. So if you're considering a facility like this, ask, what gives you purpose? And can you carry it with you into a place where almost everything is already done for you? Because if not, you may find yourself staring out a window, wondering what you're even still here for. Regret number 4. My body deteriorated too fast. You think you're just taking it easy, but taking it easy can quietly turn into giving up. Before I moved here, I still walked the block every evening. I did my own laundry, even swept the porch, slow as I was. I didn't realize how much that movement kept me alive. Then I moved in, meals delivered to my room, laundry handled by staff, exercise, optional. I thought, wow, this is convenient. Then my legs started aching. My balance shifted. I struggled to get out of a chair. 6 months in, I fell. Nothing dramatic, just a stumble reaching for the TV remote. But it shook me. I used to be sure-footed, strong. Now I hesitate. There's a woman here, Lucille. Sharp mind, quick wit, used to dance swing with her husband. Now, she's wheelchair-bound, not from illness, just from stillness. She told me, I stopped using my legs and they stopped working. That's the hidden cost of care. When everything is made too easy, your body forgets how to try. You don't need to be an athlete, but you need to move. And many nursing homes, despite their intentions, don't encourage that enough. So ask yourself, are you willing to fight to stay active in a place designed to keep you comfortable instead of challenged? Because once your muscles weaken, so does your independence. And then it's not just your body that stops moving, it's your world. Regret number 5, losing privacy and dignity. Do you know what dignity looks like at 79? It's being able to dress yourself slowly. It's choosing your own undergarments. It's using the bathroom in peace. It's closing a door and knowing no one will enter unless you say so. Here, dignity is something you negotiate. Need a shower? Get on the list. Need help with hygiene? You wait. Sometimes staff are in a rush. They forget to knock, or they barge in when you're halfway dressed. I had to switch roommates once. The first one, bless him, had dementia. He screamed in his sleep and wandered the halls half naked. The second one played the radio all night long. It's hard to feel at home in a room that feels like someone else's problem. One day I asked for different pajamas. Mine had a tear. The nurse said, "It's fine. You're just sleeping in them." That moment hit me like a brick. Just sleeping in them? What happened to dignity? This isn't about entitlement. It's about humanity. We don't stop deserving respect because we've slowed down. So if you're thinking of making this move, ask, can you accept living in a space where privacy is shared and dignity is sometimes optional? Because here, your life becomes public. Your schedule, your sleep, your most personal needs, none of it belongs solely to you anymore. Regret number 6, it's so much harder to leave than you think. I'll just try it for a while. That's what I told myself. But life has a funny way of locking doors once they're closed. My house, my daughter sold it. Too much upkeep, she said. My furniture, donated. My workshop, tools, gone. The porch I loved belongs to a young couple now. And then there's my body. I'm weaker, slower, less confident. Even if I could go home, where would I go? What could I do? There's a man named Gary here. Checked in after surgery. Temporary stay. Now 2 years later, he's still here. He told me, I blinked and the exit faded. That's the part no one warns you about. Moving in feels reversible, but it rarely is. Money runs out, homes get sold, habits change, and before you know it, this place is your life. So if you're thinking about it, ask yourself, what's your long-term plan? Are you ready for the possibility that a short stay becomes your final address? Because when that happens, it's not just your mailing address that changes, it's your story. Final thoughts. What I wish I'd known, I don't regret aging. In fact, I'm proud of every line on my face and every gray hair on my head. But I do regret believing that moving into a nursing home was my only path forward. I wish I had known there were home care services that would visit me. I wish I had considered remodeling my home for safety. I wish I had asked for help without surrendering my life. This place isn't evil. It's not a prison. The staff mean well. Some days are even peaceful, but it's not home. It's not freedom. It's not me. So if you're at that crossroads, I beg you, slow down. Ask the hard questions. Get creative with your options. And above all, fight to protect the parts of your life that make you feel most human. Because once you give them away, getting them back is much harder than you think. If you found value in this video, please leave a comment below. Let me know what part spoke to you or what you'll do differently after hearing this. If you haven't subscribed, we'd love to have you with us. This channel is all about elder wisdom, lessons learned the hard way so others don't have to repeat them. Until next time, be well, be bold, and never give up on living life your way.